Okay, so good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Jeto Cup group stages. Right now, we have the two teams, Friends and Palos versus Paradise. So far, and this is your caster for tonight, Charles. Thank you for watching, and you can find more info about the Jeto Cup at their Facebook page, facebook.com/JetoCup, or their Tumblr at friendlydota.tumblr.com. So now we're in our banning phase. So Friends and Palos bans the Darks here. It's a very potent offlaner, especially with his vacuum wall combo, and can turn around the team fights. Now Paradise bans the Visage. See, actually right now popular support, and it's very powerful during the laning stages, and usually to signal that the team can go offensive tri lane. Then okay, so while we wait for the next ban by Friends and Paulos, we can talk about these two teams. Actually, Paradise has played 2 games and has won all 2 games. So right now they have a 100% win rate, while Friends and Palos has played 4 games total and winning only 1 so far. So they have a 25% win rate. That doesn't mean they're out of this tournament yet, at least for the semifinals. It just means that they really need to win their next few games. So now Friends and Palos picks their second ban. It's the OD. OD usually dominates the mid, and then Paradise now bans the Alchemist, a very flexible and potent carry. What I mean by flexible is you can see him played in mid or even occasionally as a support. Okay, now Friends and Palos now goes directly into their first pick, and they go for the Nature's Prophet. Nature's Prophet usually plays in the off lane, but he can also go to the jungle to find some farm. And what's great about him is his global presence with teleport and his ulti. That's 2 global abilities, and he can split push. So now Paradise actually makes 2 quick picks. The Jakiro, potent support, especially with, well, what I like about his skill is Ice Path, because he can stop initiation and stun the enemy from far away. So as long as he hangs back, he can protect his carry. And then they also pick the Lone Druid, one of the more flexible carries. You can see him played in the safe lane, sometimes in the off lane, and even occasionally mid. And he's actually one of the mid heroes that does well against the OD. So now Friends and Palos picks their second hero, the Weaver. Much like the Lone Druid, he's also very flexible. He can go in either of the 3 lanes. Although usually you want him to get some farm. So with the Nature's Prophet being picked, Friends and Palos will most likely go for this Weaver as a safe lane. And what's great about Weaver is if the opposing team doesn't have really any lockdown or disables, he has a very big survivability, especially with these 2 skills, the Shikuchi and Time Lapse. And we've seen time and again, teams that don't really have solid or reliable disables will have a hard time dealing with the Weaver later on, especially once he farms his Lincoln Sphere. So now Friends and Paulos goes for their third ban, and it's the Rubik. As a support, he actually brings a lot. He has an AoE. He can also, his ulti is also very valuable. He can steal the spells of the opposing team. Although right now, Friends and Palos doesn't have any like really powerful spells to steal. I mean, stealing the Shikuchi from the Weaver is great. It helps the Rubik initiate, and perhaps what you want from the Prophet is his ultimate, as it adds the damage. So now Paradise goes for their third ban. It's the Nyx Assassin. You usually see him in one of 2 options. One when played as a support, and then the other as a mid hero. What's potent about Nyx is once he hits level 6, he can use Vendetta and hunt stray heroes, especially those fragile supports, and it forces really the opposing team to buy wards. And at this point, actually, it looks like Paradise will have to buy wards because of the Weaver. You really need sentry wards to deal with him, or at the very reliable disables. Now Friends and Palos goes for their 4th ban, and it's the Life Stealer. So Life Stealer, a carry that can fight early on, and much like the Weaver, he has flexibility in terms of the laning. He can even go jungle if he needs to do so. Although it's preferred that he goes jungle when he already has some levels like level 3, level 4. At level 1, you really want him to stay in the lane, and disability rage, he can stay there. So now Paradise bans the Queen of Pain. This is a mid hero, and now they go for their third pick, which is the Warlock. Warlock's very powerful late game, usually because of his chaotic offering, which is a summons a golem and there's a stun. And in the laying stages, his shadow word is very flexible, can deal either damage or heal allies. And then right now, I think this is a mid lone druid, and as Paradise really banned the Queen of Pain, and Friends of Palos, I think is looking for a mid hero that's probably int based. Maybe the Puck. The Puck's a good choice actually, or even the Storm Spirit. So now Friends and Palos goes for their third pick, and it's the Abaddon. Usually played as a support. His skills can lend survivability to their corresponding carries, and I think this is a nice combination with the Weaver, who can now dive with that Abaddon combination. But Paradise actually picks the Slark. We've seen Slark being played in both mid and on the safe lane carry role. I think this is actually, well, I prefer Slark to be on the mid lane, especially since he brings a lot and can do ganks and has survivability. And now Friends and Palos goes for their fourth pick. It's the Undying. It's a support that has some powerful nukes, and you really want him like in a tri-lane versus tri-lane to maximize his skills, since he really depends on having units around him to deal a lot of damage. And of course his Tombstone is always annoying to deal with. Now both teams are going into their fifth ban. Paradise already has both their supports. They're probably looking for their offlaner, and actually now Paradise actually bans Faceless Void. Faceless Void is usually a hard carry. I'm not sure if that's what they really need to ban. I think right now they need to ban mid hero, although of course either the Prophet or the Weaver can actually still go mid lane. So Friends and Pals should now really ban an offlaner for Paradise. I mean, I think this lone druid will be played on the safe lane. And I think right now, when we're talking about the teams, I think Paradise really needs some solid lockdown. I mean, the Warlock has a stun, but it's his ulti, and Jakiro's Ice Path, there's a casting delay, so I think you need some form of lockdown to deal with the Weaver, who will be problematic later on. So now, Friends and Palos is digging into their reserve time, selecting which of Paradise's heroes to ban. I think they could ban something like the Puck if they're not taking it. Oh, sorry, I mean the offlaner, so Bounty Hunter, Clockwork, even the Timbersaw, or more recently we've been seeing the Elder Titan played in games. Okay, so they banned the Batrider. Yeah, it's also a flexible hero. He can jungle, but she played in the mid lane or in the off lane, and once he gets his Blink Dagger, it's a great initiation. So now Paradise actually goes for the Troll Warlord. So maybe we could say this is an unconventional lineup, but it's very offensive. While Friends and Palos picks their mid hero, the Templar Assassin. So right now actually Paradise has the more flexible lineup. We have actually the Lone Druid, the Slark, and the Troll Warlord could easily switch lanes. I mean, Troll on the mid lane isn't unheard of. It can also be played on the safe lane, and on the and you know, he can probably even risk it on the off lane because he's very tough, especially once he gets Berserker's Rage and his Whirling Access. So now with both teams here, let me introduce them. We have on the Radiant side, we have Pendragon the Slark, Rainman on the Lone Druid, Rav on the Jakiro, Martin Panda on the Warlock, and Demandred 1687 on the Troll Warlord. So now on the Dire side, we have this follow Le Boklek on the Weaver, Hibachi on the Abaddon, uh, Pot Pot on the Templar Assassin, Manika on the Undying, and the Art of Joking on the Nature's Prophet. So now just give me a sec while I turn on my overlays for this video recording.
30 seconds.
Okay, so see, now I'm back and there's a key pinging coming from both teams. So looks like on the Radiant side we have defensive tri-lane with the Warlock, the Troll Warlord, and Jakiro, while their Stark will take mid and this Lone Druid will be taking the off lane. And on the side of the Dire, we have this similarly safe tri-lane with this Weaver, Undying, and this Abaddon. And actually, the Lone Druid already blocks this Dire creep camp, at least the pull spot here. And then, yeah, we have the Templar Assassin on mid, and the Nature's Prophet going in the off lane. So this Lone Druid is already doing some, well, at least early harassment. He already blocked the creep camp, and let's see if he can get some pulls. Looks like this Nature's Prophet will be staying in his lane and actually not going for the jungle directly. So now let's check mid where probably much of the CS war is going. So right now it's actually the Templar Assassin leading with 2 hits and 2 denies, while this Lark actually hasn't gotten anything yet. And if you're looking at top, yeah, we have this Lone Druid, and he's being dived right now by the Weaver, but the Weaver backs off, and the Undying just harasses him. This Nature's Prophet, for the Dire, hasn't gotten any XP yet, but well, he gets some now as the creeps go into his range. And yeah, and actually right now he's doing better than the Lone Druid, who's actually getting zoned out. But let's see if he can get some kills, or rather XP, and last hits on the creeps. And for mid, it's really the Dire's winning with 5 hits and 4 denies from the Templar Assassin. The Slark is actually making a go, but looks like the Templar Assassin's refraction is too much. They trade hits and both survive, but right now CS charts, Slark just has 3 last hits and 1 deny, and you know, the Templar Assassin has more denies than the Slark's last hits. And if we're going top, this Lone Druid is finally getting some XP, still level 1, but hopefully that'll change soon, and now hits level 2. And this Nature's Prophet is also level 2, and he's just escorting the creeps. But a big difference right now is the Radiant has access to their medium creep camp, and the supports take advantage of that, while the Dire has their creep camp blocked. And right now, yeah, we have 2 observer wards here by the river. And then looks like this Slark is getting this double damage rune. Maybe this will be enough to let him win his lane. And if we're checking right now the CS charts, it's the Troll Warlord leading with 8 hits and 4 denies, followed by the Templar Assassin. So yes, the Slark's finally getting some additional last hits thanks to that double damage rune, and makes a go at this Templar Assassin, but he goes into tower range and he just backs off. Meanwhile, on top, yeah, this Weaver just content to farm, and this Undying checking the creep camp. I think is going for pull with the a stack with this large creep camp, and I think he gets it. So yes, he gets it, and the question is whether he can convert that into a pull, and actually he's doing that right now. He draws his creep wave into the large creep camp, while this Weaver just farms on the lane together with Abaddon. And it's not really something that the Lone Druid can contest. So going mid lane, yeah, it's the Templar Assassin still leading the CS charge, with the Troll Warlord following suit. So I'd say both sides are more or less even, with perhaps a slight advantage with the Radiant. Well, earlier Radiant because they had access to creep pull, but now yeah, the Lone Druid tries to contest the creep pull, but he doesn't really succeed, although a lot of this large creep camp still survives. I think this Undying is looking for a 3rd pull, yeah, but the Lone Druid is there to interrupt him. So what's important right now is both carries are getting their farm. The Weaver's getting some farm, and I think this Troll Warrior is also getting some farm. He already has his Ring of Basilius, so that will help him push. and this Nature's Prophet is now level 3, while the Lone Druid is already at level 4, so slight advantage there to Lone Druid, who finally catches up on the XP. Okay, and then this Templar Assassin's level 5, and he gets an invisibility rune. Let's see if he can make something out of it, or yeah. So far, he's not rotating, content to stay in lane. And bottom, this Lone Druid bears very low in life. It's just getting harassed by this Weaver's Scarabs, or we call it, oh sorry, Swarm. Scarabs was his old ability, which eventually got changed. And then on mid, yeah, Slark is forced back. And he's going back to the fountain to heal. And if he was level 6, he would have just stood back, but he's behind on levels, and this Templar Assassin is now level 6, and actually he's just saving his 6 skill point and content to farm. And there's actually rotation here by the Radiant supports. This Warlock is in mid. I'm not sure if he's going to stack the creep camp, or they're looking to gank / harass this Templar Assassin. And yeah, and this Slark makes a go at the Templar Assassin, but okay, and they drop a sentry ward just to spot him, but nice timing there. He uses his refraction to negate some of the damage, and now there's a dive, and they get the kill with that aid of the Warlock. So Slark gets that first blood there. So nice play, and hopefully that'll enough to win the lane and get back. I mean, the Slark was behind for quite some time, but with that kill, that might change the course of this game. And then right now, Dire's just pushing, and which leaves a much room for the Lone Druid to get XP. He is level 6, while the opposing Nature's Prophet is level 4. Well, he's now hits level 5, and he's a bit still away from that Hand of Midas. He did get a Ring of Basilius, so which would help his mana regen and even push later on if need be. And this Slark, okay, Slark still off the map. And there's Pinks at he goes on top, and they make a go at this Undying and gets a kill. Lucky double damage rune, and now they're going for this Weaver, but Abaddon shield is on him, up the Potic shield, and Shikuchi's out of there. So nice rotation there by the Dire, getting it's a kill on a support, but a kill is a kill. And they heavily damage this Weaver, who's low in life, although the Undying's back there, so he can heal back the Weaver. And actually this Lone Druid is trying to make a go, and actually they get a root, but he gets healed back by the Abaddon. And now this Templar Assassin is looking, I think, making a go either to Lone Druid or this top rune. No, he's looking for Lone Druid, so he gets triggers some traps and pops his refraction and gets some damage. The Lone Druid doesn't make out in time, but the Slark is right behind him. Will this? No, the Slark just buys a casual vitality booster and makes a go. Yes, and the refraction expended, but the Templar Assassin had mind meld, and without his supports there to drop sentry wards, just really not much he could do. So looking at bottom, they're diving actually this Nature's Prophet, who doesn't have boots, so which makes him vulnerable. But they finally back off as they dive deep into the second tower, and Nature's Prophet just shields himself with this trees and teleports. But Radiant right now might just look to break this tier 1 tower, and Dire already expended its Gilf. So right now things are actually looking relatively good for the Radiant, especially with the tower down. That's money for the supports. And okay, so looks like both mid heroes are back in their corresponding lane. Although looks like this Templar Assassin is looking to make a rotation, or is she checking the rune? No, she just checks the rune, unaware that probably the Slark got it. Did the Slark get it? Okay, so we don't know what happened to this rune, but right now this Lone Druid is successfully defending his tier 1 tower. But on the side of the Nature's Prophet, he's finally getting some much needed XP with the lanes being pushed. And actually, this Troll Warlords are already level 6. Not bad, considering that the mid-hero Templar Assassins are level 8. And actually, right now, the Troll Warlords are leading the CS charts. And remember, he also has that bonus gold from the tower. So now, the Dire top is making go this Lone Druid. But he has his ulti, so a bit stuff. And Slark enters and make the hunting the Undying. Timely Apotic Shield there, uh, which buys them some time, but he eventually dies. Yeah, so, and then now, but still, this Lone Druid might die, as he does die to combination of teleport from the Nature's Prophet and this Weaver, and now they're making a go at this Slark, but he escapes. So 1-for-1 trade there, a support for an offlaner. Well, on the benefit of the Radiant, they did get the kill first, so that was some XP headed to the Lone Druid, but on the other hand, it's your offlaner dying just for a support. But still, it forced the rotation from the Nature's Prophet, and this Slark is already making another go at the Abaddon. Abaddon actually expended his ulti early on, so he didn't really have it to rely for this game. But the Weaver's now looking to dive, but no, just backs off. And nice pick off there by the Slark. And the Warlock actually rotates into probably, I don't know, defend, give him healing. Yeah, but Slark actually going back to the fountain, not because he needs the life. His ulti actually gives him a lot of life as long as he stays away from vision, but because of the mana. So now the Undying's rotating to mid, while this Templar Assassin bottles a haste rune, so that'll help him get some kill like this one on the Troll World if he gets spotted, but no. Nice placement there of wards by the Radiant, which gives vision of the Templar Assassin, so the Troll Warlord easily just stepped back so that the Templar couldn't spot him. It's also nighttime right now, so both teams have limited vision, and it's also the perfect time to gank, which is what's nice about this both heroes, the Slark and this Templar Assassin. So right now, the Jakiro and Lone Druid have rotated to mid, and actually Templar Assassin just backs off, and I think he might rotate to top, where the Warlock and Slark is. This Troll Warlord, on the other hand, isn't pushing and just farming in his jungle. And actually, we have 3 Dire heroes on top with the Weaver, the Abaddon, and the Templar Assassin, and I think this Warlock's very vulnerable, unlike the Slark, who has an escape mechanism. And now I think, yeah, the Templar Assassin spots them, but doesn't really make a go. There's a ward here actually by the Dire, which provides vision of both heroes. And right now, it's just Radiant heroes are content to be at mid. Actually, this Lone Druid might push, and this Jakiro's actually making a rotation, or is he just there to secure the rune? I think, yeah, he's just, well, he might rotate to top, and the Templar Assassin actually rotates to mid, and it's going at this Lone Druid, and even the Nature's Prophet teleports in, and they just might get this kill. Nice Sprout there, trapping the Lone Druid, but there, the Templar Assassin goes within tower range and takes some damage. He just bottles up, and the Lone Druid survives that gank. So that's, probably call that a win, because you did force the TP out of, well, not a scroll of Town Portal, but a teleport from the Nature's Prophet, driving him away from the lane, and it buys space for this 3 Radiant heroes who are on top, and they make a go at the Undying, who's dead, and they might dive this Weaver and Abaddon. The Abaddon actually pops his shield on the Weaver, and actually the Templar Assassin rotates in. Actually, they get a kill on the Undying, but now the Dire's getting some kills on the Warlock, and thanks to this Templar Assassin, who also gets another kill on the Jakiro. But Radiant gets a kill on the Weaver on the other hand. So, and this Slark isn't done yet, and is looking to hunt this Templar Assassin. He misses with his leap, but Templar Assassin's now low on life. So one hit, Slark spends his ulti just to chase, but he's out of mana, so he can't really push. Instead, this Troll Warlord is just looking to push this tier 2 bottom tower. That was a scrappy team fight. A lot of heroes lost. I think Dire lost 3 heroes, while Radiant lost their 2 supports. I think it's a win nonetheless. I mean, you did kill the Weaver and the Abaddon, the Undying, while only losing the Warlock and the Jakiro. So actually, Dire defends their tier 2 bottom tower, and rotation by the Weaver back to mid. Actually, during that time also, I think the tier 1 mid tower was also fallen. So now, actually, leading the last hits and denies is the Troll Warlord. But let's look at the net worth of both teams. So yeah, the top 2 farming heroes right now are the Troll Warlord and the Slark, and Nature's Prophet with Templar Assassin behind. And then if we look at the XP chart, it's a 5,000 XP lead for the Radiant team, and right now see a rotation by this Templar Assassin going to gank bottom with the Nature's Prophet there. I think they're looking to hunt this Troll Warlord. And if we look at the gold chart right now, it's also the Radiant with 5,000 XP lead. And actually now there's a rotation by the Jakiro, and they're making a goal at this Nature's Prophet, but he'll just teleport out of there. And now this Troll War is low on life, while this Templar Assassin already has no more refraction charges, at least in the shield aspect. And nice ice bath there, but misses. It actually barely misses. He was at the edge. And Stark was hunting the Weaver, but she could just out of there. And I think as much as Radiant right now's in the lead, I think this Weaver pick might provide some problems. I mean, you have heroes like the Weaver who can turn invisible. This Templar Assassin can also turn invisible. I'm not sure if their Nature's Prophet is looking to get a Shadow Blade. He already now has a Hand of Midas, so that'll help help the team. So yeah, you have a possibility of 3 heroes from the Dire side to go invisible, and that Weaver is very annoying with Skyuchi and Time Lapse. And you actually have very tanky supports in the form of the Abaddon and the Undying. So yeah, so despite that early lead right now by the Radiant, the Dire is still very much in this game, and if they can, I think if they can stall this game, they could they might have the advantage. Now their Dire is actually pushing mid with that Niche Prophet teleporting in, but nice teleport there by the Slark, and just drives them off. Neither team can really okay, but there's an entangle here on the Templar Assassin, and the Slark dives in and gets the kill. The Weaver's still there, and actually does his pop. But the Weaver's just hunting the sorry, the Weaver's trying to escape, and they're just hunting the Weaver. So actually the Troll Warlord spends his ulti. I think he was going for the tier 1 top tower. Doesn't get it, it's driven away. And overall, nice play there by the Radiant team, getting a kill on that Templar Assassin and driving away the Weaver. So now they're actually, Radiant's actually going for this tier 2 mid tower, and that's what they really need to do right now. Secure the lead while they have the advantage. And this Weaver just looks to defend, and the other Dire heroes are now here with the Undying, and that's enough to drive them off. So on top, they're making a go at the Abaddon, but big mistake there. The Abaddon had his borrowed time on, and the Stark just kept on hitting him. So from half-life, he was full healed, and now they're making a go again, and actually the Abaddon finally dies to the combined might of the Troll Warlord and the Slark. And despite the rotation of the Templar Assassin, there's no really return kill. And again, another advantage there by the Radiant. Nice initiation / counter initiation there. Could have gone faster, but hey, they get the kill nonetheless. And now Dire's looking to push mid with 3 of their heroes here, with only the Radiant supports to defend. And they drop Radiant drops a ward to give them a vision of mid. And now it looks like this Slark was making a go, but Dire evades it. So right now, actually on top, they're making Dire's making a go at this Troll Warlord. We have the Templar Assassin and the Abaddon, but this Troll Warlord can be tanky, especially with his access, whirling access. But you really spend it. That missions was nice, and actually they're heading. There's a teleport by the Warlock, and Dire just backs off. But right now they have 3 heroes here: the Nature's Prophet, the Abaddon, and the Templar Assassin. So I don't know if they're looking to push this tier 1 top tower by the Radiant. Right now, all of the towers by Radiant still standing, while Dire has already lost 2 out of their 3 tier 1 towers. And actually, there's a teleport here by the Slark, who has a double damage rune. The Templar Assassin actually just backs off and plants a ward. I think he's looking to hunt this Jakiro, but the Jakiro's too far. And actually, we see this Dire supports rotating in, and I think that's a cue for Radiant to push this tier 1 top tower. And looking at mid, we have 4 Dire heroes gathered here. The Nature's Prophet, actually, this might be 5, yeah. All 5 heroes are gathering, and the Nature's Prophet actually just hanging a bit off. Nice ice path there by the Jakiro, catching 4 heroes, but there's no follow-up damage. He uses the macro pyre, but doesn't really hit anyone for a long period of time. And that's the first tower for the Dire side, so nice money coming their way. And Lone Druid at bottom for the Radiant is just content to farm. I think does he already have his Radiant? The Bear already has his Sacred Relic. And probably halfway through the Radiant, so there's a fight at mid, and this Stark is making a go at this Templar Assassin. Nice offering there by the Warlock, and they get kills on the supports, and the Stark gets a third kill on the Templar Assassin. But there was a ambush there from behind by the Weaver and the Niche Prophet, and they similarly get actually kills on the Radiant support. So it's a 3-4-3 trade, both sides using their supports. You get a kill on the Weaver carry, but Dire also gets a kill on this Troll Warlord carry as well. And then this Nature's Prophet just teleports to top, get some kills on those creeps. Yeah, their tier 1 top tower actually fell down. And now the what favors right now the Radiant is this Lone Druid is just farming. I think he already has his Radiant's recipe. Yes, and it's flying to him. And this Nature's Prophet is actually also similarly ready as a Shadow Blade. So the Radiant side really needs to be on top of their sentry wards right now. We have 3 heroes with invisibility. So now Stark sounding this Nature's Prophet. He pops the dust but doesn't get the kill as the Nature's Prophet teleports out of there. And he rotates to bottom, and I think he might push. No, he just teleports back to base, heal up. And yeah, while Radiant right now just content to push top, while Dire supports are at mid and not really finding any heroes. So now this Weaver is looking to hunt this Lone Druid, and with him is a Templar Assassin, but the Lone Druid smartly teleports. Dire really doesn't have anything to break the channeling there of the teleport, and now they're with the teleport by the Nearest Prophet, they're looking to breach this tier 1 bottom tower, but they're unaware that there are some supports rotating in from the no, that's actually the Dire supports coming in. So this is a 4-man push, and this Stark is just lurking nearby. He really wants to pounce, but he can't really find an opening right now, especially with all those heroes stuck together. And actually he goes for Nature's Prophet, but Nature's Prophet uses his Shadow Blade, but does his pop, and the Stark gets the kill. And now Radiant supports have rotated in, and there's a scrappy team fight here. Even the Troll Warlord throws his axes, but no kills yet so far. Although a lot of Dire heroes are very low on life, and they're the Undying dies, and down they're making go at that Abaddon, and he dies next. So overall, nice play there by the Radiant. Dire takes down the tier 1 tower, but they get 3 hero kills in return, and this Weaver actually narrow escapes by diving deep into the trees, while the Templar Assassin goes back on top. Now this Stark make go at him, so 1 hit, 2 hits, and he dies, especially with the dark pack dealing some AoE damage. And okay, so the Radiant breaks this tier 2 bottom tower, and the Weavers here, I'm not sure if they're aware, is actually burning, taking some damage due to the Radiants, and Radiant drops a sentry ward, but the Weaver is too far off, and he just uses time lapse to escape. Okay, so Radiant is now looking to break this tier 2 mid tower, and they get it. They don't get the last hit, but it's still a goal to all their heroes. And Dire's Nature's Prophet now just pushes. So right now, definite advantage to the Radiant, and they have key items right now. The Lone Druid has his Radiance. This Troll Warlord has his Helm of Dominator and BKB. And this Lark has been getting kills early on. Not big fan of the Vanguard, but I guess it helps the Stark survive. And now they're looking to hunt the Nature's Prophet, but he teleports out of there just in time before they get ganked by the heroes. And this Lark actually should take now the Orb of Venom from his stash. He actually buys an Ultimate Orb. I'm not sure really what item he's going for. Normally, if you have a Orb of Venom and Ultimate Orb, this signals a Scatty. Scatty is actually very good in the Slark, but the thing is, it's a very expensive, one of the more expensive items in the game, so it's not, we don't see it often used. So the Slark is trying to make a go at this Templar Assassin, but he evades that pounce, and they just back off with the Dire heroes gathering in mid. They actually have 4 4 heroes here in mid, and only Nature's Prophet
Double
at
tap
bottom, while Radiant pushes top, and with that they Dire pops a Gilf in order to buy time, and actually Dire is rotating in, but Radiant gets the kill, and they both back off. Now, okay, we have a clash here, and nice offering here by the Warlock. Gets the kill on Undying, but the Warlock also loses life, but not before unleashing the Golem. And they get a kill on this Templar Assassin, and they're now looking to make a go at this Abaddon. The Weaver's actually still there, but there's no detection. And Ice Path there, and they entangle by the Lone Druid gets the kill. And now this Stark is just hunting this Abaddon. He pops his ultimate, so any damage he'll take now will just heal him. But the duration is over, and now Radiant now will transition into a push. I think that's what they need to do. They have the early game advantage, and they should maximize it. And with two of the Dire heroes down, there's really not much they could do to defend. So Radiant takes down the tier 3 top tower, and there's some teleport here by the Nature's Prophet. But you know, you don't really want to teleport into a 3 heroes, and you just have to split out of there. And I think Radiant should now back off. They get an entangle on this Undying, who eventually dies. But you know, the core heroes of Dire are here, the Templar Assassin and the Weaver. So I think Radiant should back off and play it safe. But no, they're still here. The Weaver launches some of his bugs, the Swarm, and is now chasing. Jakiro misses on his Ice Path, but Radiant heroes now just teleport, and they get this free kill on the Lone Druid Bear. But at least the Lone Druid escapes. And yeah, so that Bear was just a distraction, buys time for all of Radiant heroes to teleport off there. So despite giving away the 300 gold to the Bear, at least that's a hero kill and a very smart play. And that Warlock now actually has their next set of items. I think he bought a medallion, yes, and I think they can make a go now to Roshan. The lanes are relatively pushed and favoring the side of the Radiant. And yeah, if you look at the net worth, the top 3 farmers right now are the Radiant team, and that's despite the Nature's Prophet having a Hand of Midas. And if you look at the Weaver, actually the Weaver's good also on his items. Has a Lincoln Spear to help him survive the team fights, but the problem there is the Lincoln Spear doesn't add anything to your offense. I'm not saying it's a bad item, but when you're behind right now, you really want to go for some offensive items to get some kills. And actually there's a smoke here by the Radiant supports. And actually this Stark's making go out at mid, so hunting this Templar Assassin, pops the refraction just in time, buys him enough time, and but they get the kill nonetheless. And now they're making a go at this Undying. It's very fragile. The Weaver's actually there and might get killed on Jakiro, so it's a 2-for-1 trade. Radiant loses Jakiro, but they get the kill on the Undying. And this Stark is hunting both the Abaddon and this Weaver, and this Weaver is actually taking a lot of damage from the Lone Druid burn, but he time lapses out of there, and this Abaddon manages to teleport it out of time. But while that was happening, the Warlock and Troll Warlord combination managed to get a kill on Roshan, and this Troll Warlord is already on top of his next level items, already is Crystallis in addition to the Aegis, and they can now transition into a tower push, especially after getting a kill there on the Nature's Prophet. So if Radiant wants to push this, they can probably go for mid. Instead, they just back off. This Slark's now just pushing the top lane, and actually they have a there's a defensive ward here by the Dire. And they see this Troll Warlord hunting the creeps, and right now it's still half a minute left before 2 of the Dire cores are respawn, the Nature's Prophet and the Weaver. And looks like I'm not sure if Radiant wants to push here, so they just do some dewarding, kill that ward by the Dire on the Dire jungle. And there's already some sentry wards placed here and some traps by the Dire. Yeah, nice ward placement there, and that's what they need. Okay, sorry, that's a sentry ward by the Radiant, and they get a kill on the trap there. And now they're making a go at this melee racks, while the Stark is hunting the Undying, and he dies. Nice chaotic offering there, getting stunned on 3 heroes, and 2 other heroes immediately die. This Undying, that Abaddon dies as well despite his ultimate triggering. I mean, he went from mid-life to full life, but then quickly went to 0 again. And now Radiant takes down this top tower, and that's a good game. So well played there by Paradise. Right now, you have 29 kills and only 9 kills by FAP. And good game. Again, thank you for watching. This is the group stages of the Jeto Cup. You can find more info about it at their Facebook page, facebook.com/JetoCup, or their Tumblr page, friendlydota.tumblr.com. This is your caster for tonight, Charles. And you can this match will probably go up on my YouTube, youtube.com/CharlesAtan2. And thank you for watching and good night.